is AGE with another video. In this video, in 2019 in December, right around Christmas time, you're going to see this trucking company, Celadon, close its doors. And all of their employees, the truck drivers, did not know it was coming, did not see it coming, and they ended up being stranded. This video was supposed to come out a long time ago, and I forgot, but take a look.
The largest bankruptcy in truckload history is expected any day. An internal source tells FreightWaves that Indianapolis-based Celadon Group will file for bankruptcy protection under Chapter 11. 3,500 employees of the publicly traded company could lose their jobs. Celadon currently has more than 2,600 trucks in its fleet and has been in business since 1985. The company's bankruptcy and potential shutdown follows news of former executives being indicted on securities fraud charges in early December.
But yes, now we have to get out of the trucks. I can't even wait for anybody to come get me. Had to rent the U-Haul. We're not even guaranteed to get paid Friday. I actually found out about it. I was in Oklahoma, and so I got the fastest way over this way I could, so I could turn in the truck, at least closer to home this way.
Workers say they were blindsided.
This is a worst-case bankruptcy scenario. This is not the norm by any means.
Bankruptcy attorney John Bymaster says filing for Chapter 11 is a chance for a company to either reorganize or liquidate their business. That's now what's happening to Celadon.
This was just very disheartening, just a very difficult situation. Operations like this rarely just abruptly stop. In fact, the Chapter 11's entire purpose is to allow the continued operation of the company.
The move also caught employees by surprise.
If you were paying attention, you can kind of see it. You can watch the stock prices sliding and stuff. But this happening this fast, blindsided a lot of us.
After 6 years with the company, Vincent Weaver turned in his truck. It was a deja vu moment for him.
Well, I'm kind of the angel of death for trucking companies because I've worked at 3 trucking companies and this is the 3rd one that's went out of business with me employed at it.
He hates so many people are losing their job, and he's hopeful Celadon will pay them their final paychecks.
There's recruiters here on site, and these guys are, getting jobs to start working like tomorrow and stuff. But I'm going to take the rest of the month off.
Bymaster says employees are entitled to their final wages, but it's very unlikely employees will be paid for their benefits.
Direct wages are usually put at a higher precedence that are owed at the time of the filing than benefits or the continuation of benefits.
And he predicts all of Celadon's contracts will go away too.
A lot of times contracts are not able to continue. They're rejected during a bankruptcy filing or brought down to a lower class to be compensated. And that's another blow that a lot of people, may face.
Meanwhile, Weaver hopes their experience serves as a lesson for other workers.
It don't matter where you work or what you do, you should try to be, financially responsible and have some money saved up.
Now, Bymaster says moving forward, the judge in the United States Trustee's office will have full oversight of everything that happens now.
About 3,500 people work for Celadon, and all of them are wondering what's down the road this week. Trucks are coming home to Celadon's transit center, called back to Indy after last week's word of the indictments of 2 former top executives who allegedly defrauded the company and its shareholders of $60 million in stock value. By mid-afternoon, a trucker who didn't want her name used because she feared Celadon might back out on helping her said at least 30 drivers were stranded in Indianapolis.
All of a sudden, their gas cards and stuff weren't working. They got them back on, but now they're not working again. People were stranded. People's there broke down that on the side of the road. Some of them didn't have enough gas. Some of them were told that they could put gas in it out of their own pocket.
Celadon has about 2,700 trucks that run from Canada to Mexico, and there were some rigs leaving the terminal today, though one driver said he's never seen so many parked trucks and trailers there before. While industry stock researchers anticipate Celadon will file bankruptcy this week, truckers tell me they've heard the company has lost 3 of its biggest customers, and the drivers and their supporters share what little bit of information they have.
I've seen people saying, hey, look, I'm stuck here in St. Louis, I'm stuck here in Kansas, I'm stuck, here in Baltimore, I've called the job, no one's answering, my fuel card's still not working. You know, if you can give me a lift to, you know, get back home, then that would be well appreciated.
The one driver who would agree to talk to me broke down when she thought of being stuck in Indy, hundreds of miles from her home and child, and when I asked her what was her biggest worry.
Christmas for my kids.
Do you have any way to get home?
No. Just want to go home.
Drivers for Celadon told me they've been told to hold on until Monday for a meeting with company officials and a plan to get them home. Meanwhile, no one at the Celadon headquarters was available for comment.
The Celadon executives allegedly wanted to keep quiet that by mid-2016, a substantial portion of their key assets, in this case trucks, particularly the ones housed in their Celadon's quality division, had declined in value. They had declined in value by tens of millions of dollars. There's alleged indictment. There were some reasons for that. One was the market for trucks. One was the quality of the trucks. But at the end of the day, the value of the trucks had declined in value by tens of millions of dollars. So Celadon keeps accounting records. We refer to those as the books that accountants look at. They look at the books, and those books did not reflect that drop in value. So although shareholders and the investing public did not know it, figures, their books on their financial reports were artificially inflated. The value of the company was higher than it actually was. Instead of, as alleged in the indictment, instead of doing what they're supposed to do, which is to correct the accounting records, Meek, Peebler, and others allegedly concocted a scheme to keep the trucks on Celadon's books at an inflated value that the company had previously reported, the wrong value. That scheme involved trading away hundreds of its older and unused trucks to a large truck dealer in exchange for newer trucks. And even though they were actually just swapping trucks, Meek, Peebler, and others papered up the transactions as independent purchases and sales of trucks, each with their own invoices. And these intentionally inflated prices, or artificially inflated prices, I should say, on the invoices, they did this so Celadon's books would not reflect the fact that Celadon's trucks were worth significantly less than previously reported to investors. So that's how they were able, as alleged in the indictment, to hide these losses. And when this all came to fruition, when the accountants caught it, when they came to it, and they came out to the investing public and said our books were incorrect in 2016, that's when the $60 million loss occurred.
According to a recently filed affidavit, Hinman Transport, an entity of Celadon Group, is seeking more than $2 million Canadian dollars in unpaid compensation for more than 200 former Hinman employees. Hinman's former CFO alleges that prior to ceasing operations, now bankrupt Celadon Group diverted funds from the accounts of Hinman Canada without ensuring there was significant cash left to pay employees as well as other Canadian creditors. The former executive says he's not accusing Celadon of intentionally trying to harm former employees. Instead, he questions why Celadon didn't try to sell the company that had a net positive cash flow back in November.
You spoke with a worker a few moments ago, Demi?
I did. He was a truck driver who actually just picked up his rental car. He told me he was heading back to his home in Florida. He says that inside the building, the company is in the process of evacuating several of its employees. He says emotions are high inside the building right now, people crying. And from out here, though, it looks like business as usual. People pulling into the parking lot, getting out of their cars, walking in the building. It's quiet out here, but there are police officers parked at every corner of the parking lot. According to Celadon's chief executive officer, the company is using its Chapter 11 proceedings to wind down global operations. Look at your screen right now. CEO Paul Svinland in a statement saying, "We have diligently explored all possible options to restructure Celadon and keep business operations ongoing. However, a number of legacy and market headwinds made this impossible to achieve. Federal investigators announced charges against former CEO William Eric Meek and former CFO Bobby Lee Peebler last week. The two are accused of conspiracy, securities fraud, wire fraud, and false statements. Investigators say they doctored their books to hide that the company's value dropped by tens of millions of dollars in 2015 and 2016. U.S. Attorney Josh Minkler said the security and fraud scheme resulted in a one-day drop of stock value of roughly $62.3 million. Arcadio Caraballo says he's sad a couple bad employees caused the company he loved to shut down.
Celadon has been great to pretty much everybody. I have no complaints. They treated me well right up to the last minute. That's why a lot of drivers left a couple of days ago. I stick to the end until they tell me it was over. Yeah, I love the company, and it's a shame what happened.
In its 35 years, Celadon became the largest provider of international truckload services in all of North America, with more than 150,000 border crossings each year. The company has about 4,000 employees, so obviously a lot of people impacted by this, which is why we're going to stay on top of it.
December was a very sad day for these truck drivers. I'm hoping that all of them were able to find other work, get with other companies, because a lot of other companies were reaching out to them saying, hey, since you got misplaced from there, you can come over to our spot. So hopefully they were able to do that. And I'm going to keep searching for an update on the Celadon scandal. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Don't forget to tell a loved one you love them, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. And always stay thankful and grateful. So thanks for watching. Ciao for now.